Gavin!
Go, Gavin. You can do it.
Yes, I won.
So Gavin, it's not if you win or lose, it's how you play fair.
That's right, Phoenix.
Wow! I know everything about how to play fair, Janice Heck.
That's the spirit. Congratulations, Gavin. Since you've won the game, you can go have some free time, because it's the last day of school.
Yes, free time.
And as for you guys, you've lost the game, so it's time for you guys to watch a movie except for Gavin.
So, why are we not going to have free time?
Because it's Gavin's choice.
Okay, then, we will watch a movie.
Good.
Wow. Mrs. Janishek thanked me to have some free time and not watch a movie. What a lucky boy am I.
Did someone say lucky boy? Now I'm going to send you into Times Tables world. It is where you learn your times table. See you later.
Oh no. Is this a portal? Wait. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Wow. That's the best number I can think of. 12.
Thank goodness. You're here. Welcome to Times Table World.
Oh. Hello there. So this is Times Table World, right?
Yes. This is Times Tables World. Are you ready to learn your times tables?
Well, how can I return back to the last day of school?
By learning your times tables, you can.
Okay. I'm ready to learn my times tables.
Good. Let's learn the 1 times table first. Let's go.
Wow. It's the number 1.
Yes. This is the number 1. Do you want to watch me do the 1 times table?
Yes. I would love to watch you sing your 1 times table song.
All right. Let's hit it.
One times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 1 is 4. Yo-lo-hee-ah-dee. Yo-lo-hee-dee. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 1 is 6. 7 times 1 is 7. 8 times 1 is 8. Yo-lo-hee-ah-dee. Yo-lo-hee-dee. 9 times 1 is 9. 10 times 1 is 10. 11 times 1 is 11. 12 times 1 is 12. Yo-lo-hee-ah-dee.
Wow, Gavin. That was amazing. You've learned the 1 times table.
Thank you, Mr. Marco. What do I get to do next?
Learn the 2 times table. Come on. I'll show you. All right. We made it to the 2 times table rock concert.
Wow. I can't wait to learn and rock out the 2 times table.
That's great. Before I sing, what's the 2 times table?
Well, that's a good question. It's just like counting by 2s. And then you double the number up, like when you get 1 to 2, 2 to 4, and 3 to 6.
Very good. Now you know all about the 2 times table. Now, let's rock out and sing the 2s. Gavin, do you have your guitar?
I have it.
Great. Let's hit it.
1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 is 20. 11 times 2 is 22. 12 times 2 is 24.
Gavin Brown, your rocking guitar is amazing. What a great concert. Many people came to see you rocking out.
Thank you, Mr. Marco. What do I get to do next?
That's a good answer, Gavin. Next is the 3 times table. Come on. I'll show you. Alright. What a way to learn your 2 times table. Now it's time for you to learn your 3 times table.
Wow! I love learning the 3 times table. I think it's the best one.
Yes indeed. Now I need you to ask a question while I sing a 3 times table song. How do you multiply by 3?
Triple means to multiply by 3. If you triple the number 2, you get 6, and 6 is a triple of the number 2. In triple, you see try, which means 3.
Good job. You remembered the 3 times table. I'm very proud of you. Now let's dance and sing the 3 times table. Let's hit it, shall we?
One times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 3 is 21. And 8 times 3 is 24. Times 3 is 27. 10 times 3 is 30. 11 times 3 is 33. And 12 times 3 is 36.
I'm proud of you. You've learned the 3 times table. And guess what? We're going to the 4 times table now.
Wow! I can't wait to learn the 4 times table. Let's go! Wow! So this is the 4 times table, right, Mr. Marco?
Yes. This is the 4 times table. Alright, here's the next question. How do you multiply by 4?
The 4's facts can be thought of as the doubles doubles. For example, when you have an equation like 4 times 5, you can double the 5 to make 10, and then double the 10 to make 20. For 4 times 6, find the double of 6, and then double the 12 to make 24.
That's right. That's how you multiply by 4. Now let's dance and sing the 4 times table song. Let's hit it.
1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16, yeah! 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 4 is 28. 8 times 4 is 32. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 times 4 is 40. 11 times 4 is 44. 12 times 4 is 48.
Yeehaw! We rocked it, Gavin.
Yes! We did! Now's our chance to learn the 5 times table.
That's correct. Let's go. Yes. We made it to the 5 times table.
Wow. I love multiplying by 5.
That's great. Before I sing, how do you multiply by 5?
Well, as you can see, if a number is multiplied by 5, then divide the number by 2 and multiply by 10.
That's right. That is how you multiply by 5. Hey! Let's sing a song about the 5 times table. Let's hit it.
1 times 5 is 5, 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 5 is 15, and 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 5 is 30, 7 times 5 is 35, and 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 5 is 45, 10 times 5 is 50, 11 times 5 is 55, and 12 times 5 is 60.
Oh yeah. The 5s rock. Now let's move on with the 6 times table. Come on. I'll show you.
So this is a 6 times table station, right?
Yes, it is. Before we go, how do you multiply by 6?
Well then, if you multiply 6 by an even number, it will end in the same digit. For example, 6 times 4 equals 24, so 4 and the 4 and 24 are the same. The number in the tens place will be half the number in the ones place, so the 2 and 24 is half of 4.
That's right. That's how you multiply by 6. Oh. Here's the train. Let's get in there.
Hey, Mr. Marco. While we're in the train, can we sing the 6 times table? I need to learn all my 6s.
Yes, we may. I love to sing the 6 times table song with you. Let's hit it.
One times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 6 is 42. And 8 times 6 is 48. 9 times 6 is 54. 10 times 6 is 60. 11 times 6 is 66. And 12 times 6 is 72.
That was amazing. We've now learned the 6 times table.
Thanks. I know how to learn about the 6 times table, Mr. Marco. What do I do next?
Well, it's time to get out of the train and learn the 7 times table.
Okay.
Thank you 6 times train. We'll see you there.
Wow. It's the number 7. It looks like a rainbow.
That's right. 7 looks like beautiful rainbow colors. Here's the next question. How do you multiply by 7?
When you multiply a number by 7, it's just like adding the same number 7 times, like 1 to 7, 2 to 14, and 3 to 21.
That's right. That's how you multiply by 7. Now it's time for a 7 times table concert. Got your guitar, Gavin?
I have it.
Alright. Let's hit it.
Seven is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 7 is 28. 7 is 35. 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 7 is 56. 7 is 63. 10 times 7 is 70. 11 times 7 is 77. 12 times 7 is 84.
Alright. The 7s rock. And you rocked that on your acoustic guitar, Gavin. Way to go.
Thank you, Mr. Marco. Now let's move on to the 8 times table.
You're right. Let's go. Alright. We made it to the 8 times boat station.
Yes, we are. We're going to learn the 8s, right?
Yes. And before we get on the ship, how do you multiply by 8?
Good question. When you multiply by 8, you double a number 3 times. It's like going from 1 to 8, 2 to 16, 3 to 24, and 4 to 32.
That's right. That's how you multiply by 8. Now let's go get on the boat.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, Gavin. It's time for us to sing our 8 times table. Are you ready?
Okay, Mr. Marco. Let's do this.
Hello, number 1. We have a song to sing for you. It's called the 8 times table. Are you ready? Alright, let's hit it.
One times 8 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. And 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 8 is 48. 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. 9 times 8 is 72. 10 times 8 is 80. 11 times 8 is 88. 12 times 8 is 96.
So, how was it? Did you enjoy it? Everybody All right. We have now learned the A times table.
Yeah. That sure was a lot of fun. What do we do next when we get out of the boat?
Gavin, next we're going to learn our 9 times tables.
Okay, Mr. Marco. Let's go.
Now, you're so smart. You learned the times tables so well. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But now we're going to learn the 9 times tables, right?
Yes. We will learn our 9 times tables. But, before I sing, how do you multiply by 9?
Interesting question. Multiplying by 9 is just skip counting by the amount of 9. In the tens place, you go from 0 to 9, and then in the ones place, you go down from 9 to 0. And then, it goes from 1 to 9, 2 to 18, and 3 to 27.
That's right. That's how you multiply by 9. Let's sing a song about our 9 times table. Let's hit it.
Times 9 is 9, and 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27, and 4 times 9 is 36. 5 times 9 is 45, and 6 times 9 is 54, 7 times 9 is 63, and 8 times 9 is 72. 9 times 9 is 81, and 10 times 9 is 90. 11 times 9 is 99. 12 times 9 is 108.
Now, that was incredibly amazing. Now let's move on to the 10 times table. Come on. Let's go. You're getting there. Only 3 more times tables to solve, and then you'll return home.
Okay. Next, we'll learn about the 10 times table.
That's right. But, before I sing, how do you multiply by 10?
Well, as you can see, multiplying by the number 10 is like when you put a 0 at the end. In the tens place, it's just like counting. In the ones place, it has a 0 to it.
That's right. That's how you multiply by 10. Alright. Let's dance and sing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times table song. Let's hit it, shall we? Awesome. That was the 10 times table. Now off to the 11 times table. Let's go.
Thanks, Din.
Now, you're nearly there. Only 2 more times tables to go, and then you'll return back home.
Yes. So, we're learning the 11 times table, right?
Yes, we are. But, before I sing, how do you multiply by 11?
Well, as you can see, the multiples of 11 are 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 110, 121 and 132. One thing that we are most certain about multiples of 11 is that they will always be a whole number. They result from any natural numbers multiplied by 11, which can be expressed as 11n.
That's right. That's how you multiply by 11. Also, you go from 1 to 11, 2 to 22, 3 to 33, 4 to 44, 5 to 55, and 6 to 66. Now let's sing the song about how we multiply by 11. Let's hit it.
1 times 11 is 11, and 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33. 4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11 is 55. 6 times 11 is 66. 7 times 11 is 77. 8 times 11 is 88. 9 times 11 is 99. 10 times 11 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. 12 times 11 is 132.
Congratulations! You've now learned the 11 times table. And now it's time for the last times table ever, the 12s.
Wow! I can't wait to meet the 12 times table. This is going to be so much fun. Let's go!
Now, you're almost done. Only 1 more times table to solve, and then you'll return back to school.
Wow! I'm almost there to the end. I just need to learn the 12 times table, and then I'll return back to my world.
That's great! Before I sing, how do you multiply by 12?
Well, multiplying by 12 is adding a dozen of things all together. Then, you go from 1 to 12, 2 to 24, 3 to 36, 4 to 48, and 5 to 60.
That's right! That's how you multiply by 12. Now it's time to multiply by 12 with a song. Let's hit it.
One times 12 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 12 is 48. 5 times 12 is 60. 6 times 12 is 72. 7 times 12 is 84. 8 times 12 is 96. 9 times 12 is 108. 10 times 12 is 120. 11 times 12 is 132. 12 12 times 12 was 144.
Congratulations! You have learned all the times tables. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. Marco. What do I do next?
Next, the train will travel to your world, and then you can return back to your school.
Hooray! My world is mine. Now's my chance to go back to school and show my teacher what I have learned today.
Oh my goodness, Gavin. Where have you been?
Mrs. Janishuk, you asked me for some free time after I won a game, and then you saw me traveling to another world, and learned all the times tables. And of course, Mr. Marco was officially my greatest times table teacher ever.
That's awesome, Mr. Brown. You've learned all the times tables. I'm so proud of you. I'll ask Mr. Marco if you want to do a times table show.
A times table show? Yes. I get to do a times table show.
Hey, Mr. Marco.
Yes. May I help you?
I just asked Mr. Brown if he wants to do a times table show. Is that the best he can do?
Absolutely! He can perform a times table show for all the kids from Elsa A. England Elementary School.
Gavin, I just told Mr. Marco yes. You can perform the times table show for all the kindergartners to 5th graders at Elsa A. England Elementary School. If you're done, just come back. Ready?
Yes. I'm ready for anything.
And now, we have a special guest. Please welcome our 14-year-old boy from Pearson Ranch Middle School, the one and only Gavin Brown. Gavin, it's your turn. Go ahead, and show the kids.
Okay. Hello preschoolers and kindergarteners. Welcome to my times table show. My times table tunes I will sing is from 1 to 12. Now, I'm going to sing the 1 times table. Are you ready? Then let's go!
One times one is one, 2 times one is 2, 3 times one is 3, 4 times one is 4, 5 times one is 5, 6 times one is 6, 7 times one is 7, 8 times one is 8. 9 times 1 is 9, 10 times 1 is 10, 11 times 1 is 11, and 12 times 1 is 12. One times one is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 1 is 4, 5 times 1 is 5, 6 times 1 is 6, 7 times 1 is 7, 8 times 1 is 8. 9 times 1 is 9, 10 times 1 is 10, 11 times 1 is 11, and 12 times 1 is 12.
Thank you. Now comes our second song called the 2 times table. Are you ready? Then here comes the song.
Hey you little kids out there, this song is about multiplication. This song is all about the twos. Are you ready? Then let's go! The 2 times table. Yeah, the 2 times table. Here we go. 1 2 is 2, and 2 2s are 4. 3 2s are 6, and 4 2s are 8. 5 2s are 10, 6 2s are 12. Keep going. 7 2s are 14, 8 2s are 16, 9 2s are 18, 10 2s are 20, 11 2s are 22, 12 2s are 24. Let's go and learn the 2 times table song. It's easy as can be. Help you sing along. We'll go even more all the way to 24. Now you sung the 2 times table. Let's try it again all the way from the top. Are you ready, kids? The 2 times table. Tables. Here we go, kids. 1 2 is 2. 2 2s are 4. 3 2s are 6. 4 2s are 8. 5 2s are 10. And 6 2s are 12. Keep going. Keep going, kids. 7 2s are 14, 8 2s are 16, 9 2s are 18, and 10 2s are 20, 11 2s are 22, 12 2s are 24. Good job, kids. We went and learned the 2 times table song. That's easy as can be. We all sang along and went even more all the way to 24. Yeah!
Thank you, everyone. Our third song is called the 3 times table. Are you ready? Then let's learn and hit it.
It's the threes! It's the threes! 1 2 1 2 3. 1 3 is 3. 2 3s are 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 3s are 15. And 6 3s are 18. Again, 1 3 is 3. 2 3s are 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 3s are 15. And 6 3s are 18. 7 3s are 21. 8 3s are 24. 9 3s are 27. 10 3s are 30. And 11's 33. And 12 times 3 is 36. 1 3 is 3. 2 3s are 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 3s are 15. And 6 threes are 18. 1 3 is 3. 2 threes are 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 threes are 15. And 6 threes are 18. 7 threes are 21. 8 threes are 24. 9 threes are 27. 10 threes are 30. And 11 is 33. And 12 times 3 is 36. 1 3 is 3. 2 threes is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 threes are 15. And 6 threes are 18. 7 threes are 21. 8 threes are 24. And 9 threes are 27. 10 threes are 30. 11's 33. And 12 is 36. We wanted to join the mix. Let's multiplication mix.
Thank you, everybody. The fourth song is called the 4 times table. Are you ready? Then let's rock!
One times 4 equals 4. 2 times 4 equals 8. 3 times 4 equals 12. 4 times 4 equals 16. 5 times 4 equals 20. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 4 is 28. 8 times 4 is 32. You can multiply by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We can multiply by 4 all the way to 48. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 times 4 equals 40. 11 times 4 is 44. 12 times 4 is 48. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. You can multiply by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We can multiply by 4 all the way to 48. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. Here we go. Let's count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. Again, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. You can multiply by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We can multiply by 4 all the way to 48. 4, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. Yeah!
Thank you. Here comes the fifth song. It's the 5 times table. Are you ready? Then let's hit it.
5, 10, 15, 20, multiplied by 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. We can multiply by 5. We can always feel alive. Seven fives are 35. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 fives are 45. 10 times 5 is 50. 11 times 5 is 55. 12 times 5 equals 60. We can multiply by 5. We can always feel alive. Here we go. Let's count by 5. 5, 10, 15. 20, 25, and 30. 35, 40, 45. 50, 55, and then 60. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30, 35. 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. We can multiply by 5. Whoa! We can always feel alive. Let's multiply with number 5 together when we all feel alive. Multiply with number 5 together when we all feel alive. Let's multiply with number 5 together when we all feel alive. Oh yeah.
Thank you everybody. Here comes a 6 times table song. Let's hit it, shall we?
One times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 equals 18. Let's multiply with number 6. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. Let's multiply with number 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 8 times 6 is 48. 9 times 6 is 54. Let's multiply with number 6. 10 times 6 is 60. 11 times 6 is 66. 12 times 6 is 72. We'll multiply with number 6. Multiply with number 6.
Thank you. And now, the seventh song is the 7 times table. Let's hit it.
One times 7 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 7 is 21. Multiplying can be lots of fun. 4 times 7 is 28. 5 times 7 is 35. 6 times 7 is 42. Multiply by 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 7 is 56. 9 times 7 is 63. Multiplying is a breeze. 10 times 7 is 70. 11 times 7 is 77. 12 times 7 is 84. Multiply by 7. Counting by sevens, we feel like heaven. When we multiply by 7, you can count to 84. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. Multiply by 7. 7's multiply. Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Are you ready for the 8th song? It's called the 8 times table. Let's hit it.
Oh, multiply, oh, by the 8, oh. Remember we multiply by 8. Oh, multiply, oh, by the 8, oh. Remember we multiply by 8. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 8 is 32. Oh, multiply, oh, by the 8. Oh, remember we multiply by 8. Oh, multiply, oh, by the 8. Oh, remember we multiply by 8. 5 times 8 is 14. 6 times 8 is 48. 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. Oh, multiply, oh, by the 8. Oh, remember we multiply by 8. Oh, multiply, oh, by the 8. Oh, remember we multiply by 8. 9 times 8 is 72. 10 times 8 is 80. 11 times 8 is 88. 12 times 8 is 96. When we multiply by 8, we feel great. Oh, multiply, oh, by the 8s, oh. Remember, we multiply by 8. Guitar solo. Let's multiply by 8.
Now a new song is more fun. It's called the 9 times table. Let's hit it.
One times 9 is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 9 is 36. Let's multiply by 9. 5 times 9 is 45. 6 times 9 is 54. 7 times 9 is 63. 8 times 9 is 72. Let's multiply by 9. 9 times 9 is 81. 10 times 9 is 90. 11 times 9 is 99. 12 times 9 is 108. 9s. Multiply by 9. 9 is all around. Multiples are found. Let's do it again. 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 9 is 36. Let's multiply by 9. 5 times 9 is 45. 6 times 9 is 54. 7 times 9 is 63. 8 times 9 is 72. Let's multiply by 9. 9 times 9 is 81. 10 times 9 is 90. 11 times 9 is 99. 12 times 9 is 108. 9s. Multiply by 9. 9 is all around. Multiples are found. Here we go. Let's count by 9s. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, 108. 9s. Multiply by 9. 9 is all around. Multiples are found. Yeah!
Alright. it's time to get ready for the next song. It's called the 10 times table. Let's hit it.
Hey! Hey! 10, 10, 10. Tens are here. Let's multiply by 10. 10, 10, 10. Tens are here. Let's multiply by 10. 1 times 10 equals 10. 2 times 10 equals 20. 3 times 10 equals 30. 4 times 10 equals 40. 5 times 10 equals 50. 6 times 10 equals 60. 7 times 10 equals 70. 8 times 10 equals 80. 9 times 10 equals 90. 10 times 10 is 100. 11 times 10 is 110. And 12 times 10 is 120. Let's do it again. 1 times 10 equals 10. 2 times 10 equals 20. 3 times 10 equals 30. 4 times 10 equals 40. 5 times 10 equals 50. 6 times 10 equals 60. 7 times 10 equals 70. 8 times 10 equals 80. 9 times 10 equals 90. 10 times 10 is 100. 11 times 10 is 110. 12 times 10 is 120. Disco break! Here we go. Let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Again, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. 10, 10, 10. Tens are here. Let's multiply by 10. 10, 10, 10. Tens are here. Let's multiply by 10. By 10.
Okay. We have the next song for you to listen. It's called the 11 times table. Let's hit it, shall we?
One times 11 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33. 4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11 is 55. 6 times 11 is 66. 7 times 11 is 77. 8 times 11 is 88. 9 times 11 is 99. 10 times 11 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. And 12 times 11 is 132. 132. Let's do it again. 1 times 11 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33.
4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11 is 55. 6 times 11 is 66. 7 times 11 is 77. 8 times 11 is 88. 9 times 11 is 99. 10 times 11 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. 12 times 11 is 132. It's 132. Oh yeah.
Alright, kids. It's time for our final song called the 12 times table. Are you ready? Then let's hit it.
One times 12 equals 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 12 is 48. Five times 12 is 60. 6 times 12 is 72. 7 times 12 is 84. 8 times 12 is 96. Nine times 12 is 108. 10 times 12 is 120. 11 times 12 is 132. 12 times 12 is 144. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. 84, 96, 108, 120, 132, 144. We made it to the end. Learning times tables. Let's do it again. We made it to the end. Learning times tables. Let's do it again. Yeah!
Thank you all for coming to my Times Table show, and we hope to see you all again really soon.
That was fantastic. Amazing. Stupendous. That was an outstanding show. We've heard all about it on the radio. Now that's what I call a showstopper.
Yeah. My class and I heard you sing the times tables for the little kids at the Elsa A. England Elementary School Lecture Hall. I'm proud of you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you so much, everybody. You're the best. This is the best times table adventure I could ever ask for.
You're welcome. If you need anything, just call me.
Okay, Mr. Marco. I will call you if something's wrong.
That's my boy.
Take one, action. So Gavin, it's not if you win or lose, it's how you race around the track. Oops. I forgot to say it's how you play fair, not race around the track.
Well, Phoenix, that doesn't make any sense at all. Cut. Action. Oh my. What happened to Gavin?